Welcome to the Stop Over Drinking and Start Living podcast, where high-achieving, goal-oriented rebel women come to learn how to live a vibrant and fulfilling life without requiring alcohol to get through it. No labels, no judgments, no saying you'll never drink again. Just real proven methods to help you stop rebelling against yourself with alcohol so you can drink less and do more. I'm your host, Angela Mascenik. Let's dig in. Welcome to episode 380, What Happened at the Magic House and the Shift Most Women Don't Expect. Hello. Welcome to the podcast. It is the last full week of April 2026. This first quarter is just flying by, and I can't believe I am sitting in my home in North Carolina on the other side of completing the Magic House Retreat Center and hosting my first retreat there. You know, what happened? What just happened in the last 6 months? Well, a lot of magic, okay? A lot of planning and executing and working through obstacles and believing in myself and believing in the magic and seeing the magic and lots of travel and lots of details and lots of unexpected things that we didn't think that we would have to figure out, that we had to figure out, and we did it. And here I am, and I want to tell you everything. So I'm going to do my best to tell you what you need to know and some unexpected things that happened to the guests that came on this first retreat experience. So the Magic House final completion of the project, of the design, of the build, the details, getting it ready for the first guests was unbelievable. It was super busy. Every day was filled with things that one does when they're doing this kind of work. Okay. So we had our designers there. We had cleaners there. We had AC people there. We had my project, like the property manager there. We had laundry people there, cleaning people. Every day there were so many people there that were helping me put this dream together, and every single one of them did a phenomenal job. And I'm just blown away by it all, first of all. So asking for help in doing this was huge. I could not have done what I did without asking for a lot of help, constantly asking for help. And I'm pretty proud of that, because in the past, I would like to do things on my own and prove that I can do it and don't need any help and blah, blah, blah. And first of all, that's no fun and lonely. And second of all, people want to help. They really do. Even people in a foreign country where you may not get the language correct and there's mistakes and, you know, different obstacles that you have to go through. They really do want to help. And I'm so grateful for all of it. Anyway, there were little things like ironing the duvet covers that my friend Martha did for me while she was there, and macrameing plant hangers to be longer than the originals, because the originals were way too short for 10, 11-foot ceilings on the fly. There just was so much, and it was so fun, and I was trying to be very present in the moment that all of it was happening, and recognizing, like, this is never going to happen again. Me putting this together in this way and getting ready for this first group and making sure all of the details are 100% on point is never going to happen again, like ever. And so I really tried to slow down and appreciate that and absorb that, and so I could remember it and go back and remember these things in detail. And I did. I stayed fully present with it, captured a lot of pictures, and we had a lot of laughs, and we ate really good food, even though we were super busy. So we definitely took care of ourselves in that process. And then my retreaters came, and the first group were people that I personally invited. They were old clients or people I worked with at a professional capacity that do similar things to me, like have a business or are a coach or, have been on retreats before, that I wanted to get their feedback on the programming of the Magic House, details like we need an extra trash can over here, or this thing didn't work, or we need more time for this. Like, I wanted to take them through and address anything that needed to be addressed before my actual clients came. And so I didn't really tell them much about what we would do during the retreat, but I gave them the full retreat experience. There was a programming of activate your senses. So that was the theme of the retreat. So every day of the retreat, we activated one of our senses. We started with touch. And the first day when they arrive, I fed them really well. First of all, the food, the catering, we had a private chef cook for us and deliver amazing meals every single day. And we had a private chef one night cook for us at the Magic House. And it was unbelievable. But when they all arrived after a long travel, we had a delicious meal. And then there was some time, and then we walked to our massages. And the sense was touch, and allowing yourself to be touched to help move energy and tiredness through you. And so every day built on that. So the next day was sight, and I had one of the artists who did a lot of work for me with some custom pieces in the Magic House, came and did a watercolor workshop with us, and that was really fun. And we started easing our way into the programming, and people were really blown away. They at the end of the retreat, I asked them what their expectations were when they came, or what they thought would happen when they came, and what they were experiencing at the end of the retreat. And I'm going to get to that in a little bit, but it was quite different than what they were expecting. And right away, people started to share. And we had coaching sessions also every day. So we not only had like an activity or an experience to invite our senses in and to notice our senses and to be more embodied. We all have a human body, and most of the time we are walking around up in our heads. 99.9% of the time we're thinking. And that's why a lot of us drink, to shut those thoughts off and to give ourselves relief from the thinking mind. And so it's really important when you're changing a relationship with alcohol or getting unstuck in anything that you remember that you have a body. A physical body that has such rich information for you and can help you navigate and solve problems and lead you oftentimes way better than your mind can. And my goal for this retreat, and this is going to be baseline programming for all of my retreats, it's going to be one of the standard retreats that I offer, is the senses retreat. When we learn how to activate different senses and get into our bodies more, we become more whole, we get more insightful, and we start to show up for ourselves in a richer way that adds to our lives and gives us more information. And it was phenomenal to watch all of this come together and these women to open and share. So right away, the group was beautiful and super willing and open to go where I wanted them to go and be vulnerable and share. But every day we had a coaching session, and right off the bat, one of the women shared that she was scared that she was going to miss something and not be present in the moment, and that she would miss something, and also that she was worried about work, and she was taking a break from her business for the week, and she had never really fully done that for a whole week and given this time to herself, and she'd been running her business for many years, and she was scared that she was going to leave that and then not focus on that, and then also miss being in the moment with this stuff. And it just opened up to beautiful coaching, helping her get into her body, notice where that fear sat in her body, and help her process that through. And immediately she felt a shift and just let it go. And she had so many big aha moments throughout the week. One of them was that she didn't realize, she had noticed over the past year or two that her recall of her vocabulary had declined, and she had a very verbose vocabulary, and she prided herself in having complex language and sharing that language. And she's an artist and creative and all of that. And she noticed in the last couple of years that she couldn't recall some words that she knew what the words were, but she couldn't remember them. And she said by the end of the week that had changed, that she had it back and she was using the vocabulary that she was normally using. And I just that shit. It makes me want to cry, because that's exactly what we're trying to do at the Magic House. We want to nurture ourselves with delicious, healthy food that's been, made the same day with a lot of vegetables and a lot of care and nutrients. We want to connect with our bodies for its infinite wisdom. We want to take care of ourselves. We want to extract our biggest fears and our worries so we can shine some lights on them and dissipate them a little bit and tend to ourselves and have new experiences where we're smelling things and touching things and feeling things and hearing things and getting into our bodies, because that's where the magic lives. Not up in your head, not learning how to, process information differently or come up with a strategy. It's in your body. And going through this process at the Magic House and this retreat really showed me the power of that in real time. I do that with myself all the time. I try teaching that to my clients virtually online, but there is a next level embodiment that happens when a group comes together and they're willing to share their stuff and be seen and heard and healed. And then that opens up more spaciousness for the other people in the group to be like, you know what, she shared. Who am I to hold back? I'm not going to just say something vanilla. I'm going to share too. And then the next person shares, and a big fear or a worry. And just before you know it, everybody is super connected and, friends for life, this group. And one of the women told me while we were there that she didn't know transformation could feel light. She thought transformation had to be heavy and hard and painful. And that really made me so happy, because that's literally my mission, is to bring in aliveness and lightness and joy and happiness and pleasure. A lot of times when we're changing our relationship with alcohol, it feels hard and heavy, and we feel like we're going to be missing out on all of these things. And so for her to share that she didn't know transformation could feel light. It didn't have to be this bogged down, heavy, deeply emotional, heavy experience. I was so delighted to hear that at the end of it. There were so many other big moments that we had. One of the women, we had a sound bathing session. So if you don't know what sound bathing or sound healing is, it's when a practitioner uses like singing bowls or crystal bowls or a gong or multiple instruments. The guy that I use here locally has about 20 different instruments that he uses, but it's basically an immersion of sound and frequencies that help move stuck feelings in your body and move energy in your body. And when you lay there on the ground in a comfortable spot in sort of a meditative space, you just let the sound do its work. You're not like specifically focusing on anything, and a lot of things can shift and move, and things that you maybe weren't aware of come up sometimes. And at the end of it, one of the women said that her back hurt during it, and then she had a little bit of a stomach issue that night, and it literally cleared a lot of things. And she had to stay back from an activity the following day because she was, she needed to take care of herself and make sure that she nourished herself and drank a lot of water and stuff like that. And that was a transformative experience for her, because she could have pushed through. She could have gone to please me or to please the other members or to not miss out on something, right? And she chose to take care of herself. That is a big message. And she was one that noticed on the retreat that she put everybody else first, and she was not taking care of herself in the way that she wanted to and knew how to do. And this retreat helped her see that, right? Not have to think about food, not have to think about planning everything, and just focus on herself. And it's not selfish. It's absolutely necessary to live a joyous, big life that fully enhances who you actually want to be and what you want to experience in your life. So there were just so many things like that. One woman came in and she said that she felt like a shell of a person, and at the end of it, she felt like she found herself again. I mean, come on. And it's, I'm sharing this from my perspective, but you really do have to be there to experience this yourself and to witness these transformations in a week time. And not everybody knew each other. There was only 2 people that knew each other. Coach Steph had met a couple of them in one-off situations, but nobody else knew each other. I knew everybody, but they didn't know each other like I knew them. And so they just instantly connected and bonded and had so many similarities in everybody's lives, even though the range of ages was like early 40s to early 70s. And it was just a beautiful mix. And I just, to see it all together, in the Magic House, in this space that I created from my imagination and my dream, the colors, the fabrics, the furniture, the plants, the details, the bedrooms, the kitchen, the food, the activities that we did, the programming, the senses, all of it. And then to see these women really step into their own magic and let themselves be seen and share the deep stuff and be transformed was next level for me. To see it all, it was kind of like a double whammy for me, to see my dream come true and then just at the same time feel this experience for these women and lead this experience for these women and see it all come together is just magical. I mean, it's the Magic House. Like, there is magic there. There were so many synchronicities. Like, one woman was sharing that she needed community and she wanted community and she could see this community in her business. And literally every time we would pull an oracle card, or she would pull an oracle card, or something, another message from another practitioner, or on the hike or something like that, would be the same message. Like, it just happened consistently for every single person. Like, the message that they needed to hear loud and clear came through in every single activity and session that we had together. I mean, it was really unreal. It was unreal. And I knew that this place was magical, not just the space that I created, but Portugal, and the energy there, and the people, and the thoughtfulness, and the culture, and the nature, and everything that we touched, and the way they preserve things and approach things differently. I mean, it is truly a magical place. And I'm so glad that I saw that and believed in that. And these women got to experience that as well. So that's a very big overview for what happened and why it's important for you to know that. But the real message here is, if you can't come on a retreat, or you're thinking about a retreat, do it. Just make it for yourself if you can't get to Portugal. A day of you not doing the things that you do in your regular everyday life, but giving yourself a break to be tended to be cared for, to let what needs to come up in you be explored, is always worth it. It's not fluff. A lot of times people think, oh, this is woo, or this is that, and it's not. There's a lot of science behind every activity that we do. And we have to be able to step away from our lives sometimes to actually see areas of our lives that are not working anymore. For some of you, that's alcohol. You need to step away from alcohol to see how it's not working for you anymore. For some of you, that's work. You need to step away and see how you can show up better, or have better boundaries. For some of you, that's a relationship. Some of you, that's just, you need to step away from your family to appreciate them, whatever that is. But a lot of times, giving yourself a break and not managing the day-to-day, like food and getting from point A to point B, or laundry, or running people around and taking care of all these things. And the only thing you have to focus on is being present and turning your senses on and having enjoyment. That's a beautiful experience to give yourself, and one that everybody should get to have. I know that not everybody will, but you deserve that. And if you want to live a fully integrated, in alignment life with yourself, and understand what your true self is really calling for and needs, you got to come to a retreat with me. You just have to. Okay. So I have had no time to update my Founder Circle website for the Magic House. So the pricing is still the pricing. It has not changed. So, and I've got a couple spots left for next month. If you can do this, if there's any way that possible that you can be like, you know what, I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to fucking say fuck it, and I'm going to go sign up for that retreat. Do it. Do it. You won't regret it. You just won't. Let yourself be surprised. Let yourself see what magic is in store for you. And I promise you'll have a good time as well. So we've got a couple spots left for May. And then, of course, in April 2027, that pricing is still the same. It'll be that way until I have some time to update my website. And that's not going to be anytime soon. I am still processing all of this. I got the photos back from the photographer that was there. unbelievable. I have my regular work and my regular coaching business to do too. So it's not going to change in the next week or so. So take advantage of that pricing and this opportunity. And I can't wait. I just can't wait to see what other transformations happen. The people that say yes to this, I already love them so much. Like, they are in for the time of their lives and for deep transformation and magic and beauty and deliciousness and nature and colors and comfort and all the things. Okay? That's why you need to come and hang out with me and live this shit in real life. There's something about, people are calling it now the analog experience, the offline experience. And there is something to be said about that. Spend a week with me. Connect with other people in real life. Be real, be authentic, touch things, taste things, feel things in real life, and give that sensory experience to yourself. You won't regret it. All right, my friends, until next week, talk to you soon. Bye.